Hi, it's Michael Pilarski from Friends of the Trees Botanicals. So this year we're doing a big plant sale and a tree sale, and we're also packaging things up for shipping. So if you're doing herb farming or want to get into herb growing or just for yourself, we sell propagation material. And we'll show you what the different parts look like, how large they are for the price, etc. So yeah, come on over and let's take a look here. This here is Lady's Mantle. And you can see we have green leaves ready to go, big root clump. This is a crown division. So there are various sizes. And then over here we have a bit of Monarda didyma, or bee balm. Beautiful deep red bee balm. So that's again a division from a ridding crown. Here is Figwort. Let's find a little bigger one. Scrophularia nodosa. So they have nodes that they come out of. So here's on a figwort. Here is elephant garlic. They were in clumps, and so we're just doing dividing. So this is a perennial vegetable. You can eat the whole plant, and they make divisions. Here is agrimony. Agrimonium eupatorium. It's a rose family astringent. Those are seedling volunteers, self-seeded. Here are self-seeded Angelica archangelica, European Angelica. Here are divisions of garlic chives, Allium tuberosum, used in Chinese medicine. Here are crowns of Elecampane. So these are crown divisions. As long as they have a bud and a chunky piece of root like that, that all grows. Here is different bags with lemon balm. So they are, again, divisions. Here is marshmallow root divisions. So again, crown divisions, big chunky pieces. For the most part, every piece will grow, so you can divide them up even further. More lemon balm. Here is skullcap roots, very small runners. Here's a nice example here. You plant those horizontal under the ground with just those little green tips, and there you can start a skullcap patch. I do 3 rows to a bed. Here is rhizome from bugleweed, Lycopus. Cute little appendages here. You could eat them in a pinch. Here's bone set crown divisions. Just need a bit of root and some buds like this. Bone set. That's gotten famous from the Buhner protocol for coronavirus. Here is the beautiful color on this madder. If you wash that up, it's really much brighter, but this is a dye and also a medicinal, so there's buds and root there. More rhizome. Here's another rhizomatous plant. This is Arnica chamasonis. So once again, I planted out in trenches. Arnica chamasonis. Here is Yarrow, and Yarrow, no problem. Yarrow wants to grow. Every little piece of this will grow. So these are our Yarrow clumps in here. Here's Echinacea. Most of these are seedlings, a bit of division, but mostly self-seeded. This is meadowsweet, and there's a big clump there. So you can go for a smaller clump like that, works as well. But we have some pretty good sized clumps here on this meadowsweet. This is valerian. Again, divisions or seedlings. We have both in here. And beautiful valerian smell. Here's some catnip seedlings, small little catnip seedling volunteers, different sizes. This is black root or Culver's root. And again, crown division, piece of root, and some crown buds. Got to have those crown buds. This is sweet bergamot, Monarda fistulosa. Again, we just divide them up into clumps like this. Just plant a clump and each one grows. And then you can endlessly divide on these. Here's comfrey, the true comfrey seedlings. So this is European comfrey, and nice to have a seedling with a top bud. Those really will take off. This is nettles, and nettles has long runners, and so we'll be pulling this apart. You plant that, there's all these buds in here that will grow. So nettles, can't have enough, too many nettles, most people. Sweet Sicily, another seedling, tuberous rooted Sweet Sicily, umbelliferae. Here's a hops cutting. So you can see all these buds here. This is the very end. Those are really what want to push and grow. So you can plant that horizontal, just at a little bit of an angle. Here we have black cohosh. These are just little babies. Last year this was just the teensiest of a little baby, like one of these little pieces is all. And so this grew quite a bit last year. Some of them made quite a big size. So that's just a 1 year from an incredibly small seedling. Mostly we do crown divisions on the black cohosh. So there's a big crown that's broken up. Again, a bit of root, some crown buds, that's all you need. Sweet flag, Acorus calamus. And this is a marsh plant, but you can grow it in any regular garden. I've been growing it for years, it grows great. Very aromatic, sweet flag. Here's the runners from Foti Tieng, which is a vine, and it's a little hard to see on these, but there's some green leaves, bits of. This has got some roots, but not much green leaves. But any one of these pieces planted just below ground will sprout and grow. Here is Celandine Seedlings. We have various sizes, but there's quite a few. Here's Celandine Seedling, volunteers from the garden. Here is Goldenrod. Here's where last year's stem was, and then it sends out all these runners. So every one of these pieces, you know, if you plant that, see there's the buds on it, that will grow. But we give some of the, you know, the big chunky parts too. Here's some peppermint, which isn't looking too good, so we're going to actually dig some more when we get to the garden and plant and have some fresher, nicer looking peppermint. Here's horseradish. That's a big horseradish start there. Oh, every piece grows. See, here's a much smaller kind, but we like to sell them so that they have a crown bud, you know, a bit of a growing point. So that's the horseradish. Here's two more things we have a lot of is strawberries. We have thousands of strawberry starts on our hugelkultur, so we're packaging these up. And then we have something, Devil's Club. You won't see this for sale very often. And here, these are left over from a processing run we did. And we saved some of these. So here's a case where there's no root. It's just a piece of stem, but it's got this nice bud, with this nice green bud here. If we plant that in a trench with this just below the surface here, this is going to pop up and become the top of the plant. This will form right out of the, you can kind of see here, but there's these bumps along in here. These will become the adventitious buds that will make the roots. Also down here too. So there, you know, a lot of this is ready to root. So that will be a successful one. And let's see, here's actually a case where this is really more what I like to give people is, here's some root on this piece. Here's a piece, but here's our bud. And see, here's new buds just starting out here. They said, okay, we just lost our top. We better get to it and start getting ready to grow in case one of us has to become the new top. So all these are getting ready to become new tops, especially this one, or if they need to, they can turn into roots. So there's Devil's Club propagation material for you. Okay, don't plant Devil's Club next to the pathway into the house. So that's all of our medicinal herbs. We have 30 kinds of medicinal herbs here we're selling this year. And we're open for business. A lot of them are getting packaged today. And besides selling herbs, we also sell a lot of trees and shrubs. And here is, for instance, some walnuts. These are all 1-year walnuts from seed in the garden. And walnut makes a heck of a taproot. It's really big. Look at the size of that. This is 1 year from a nut. And so it just germinated here, one part went up, but look at the size of that root. These walnuts really put on the root growth. And then here we have some redbud trees and a few other kinds. Here's a bunch of Aronia berries. Oh, here's another herb, soaking, just getting it. I like to soak things before planting. This is European licorice, Licorice glabra. And so this is, most of these are the roots with buds. Here's the top of the plant. The buds are starting to show green, so those are ready to go. Here's European elderberry. These are side shoots. The parent plant puts off runners, and then these pop up. And so this is one, you know, some of them get big. That's 1 year, that's just a 1 year runner, and that turned into a plant there. Here's another one, quite a bit more smaller, but you know, these things are ready to go. Here's Rugosa rose, which we dug up from one of our plantings. Aronia berry, russet buffalo berry, Shepherdia canadensis. You won't see this too many places. Nitrogen fixing related to the Elaeagnus. Here's some white currants. Here's some splendid looking black hawthorn, the native black hawthorn. We should grow our own hawthorn here, native. Here we have red currants. Here we have in black velvet down gooseberry, quite thorny. Have to cut those back hard every year. And so there's a gooseberry, crandall currants, side shoots, choke cherries, seedlings. Nice looking black currants. Very nice looking black currants this year, and quite medicinal. We have a lot of Oregon grape, another medicinal edible. Here's a gold currant, native currant, and back here is some Oregon white oak for nut crops and oak bark. And here is blue elderberry. So these are seedling blue elderberries here. The native elderberry. And that's the most of it right there. This year's tree and shrub offering. So if you're interested, just let us know. But the main thing I'd like to emphasize is that you can all do this too. Once you start planting some of these, they make more propagation material, and then you can have propagation material for other people. You'll never have to buy it again. A lot of these herbs, buy it once, keep propagation going, you never have to buy it again. To some extent, we could say that's true for the trees, but to a lesser extent if you're waiting for seeds. All right, bye.